How's that, soldier? 100 meters.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Hey, guess what?
What?
Hey, guess what?
Okay, you're seriously getting on my nerves now.
Hey, guess what?
What is up, guys? This is Sir Awesome Media here, and from what you have seen, I actually just made a couple of shots for you to kind of give you an example of what you can do with Arma 3 and its Machinima aspect. Now, obviously, you can do so much more. Those are just examples. I'm not trying to brag, but I could do way better. Those were just examples of what you can do. And I'm gonna show you how to do all that stuff. Now, I'm gonna show you how simple it was to make this scene. And obviously, it required a lot of editing, but it wasn't too hard. So, it's very similar to Arma 2, and I'm so glad I'm making an Arma 3 Machinima tutorial. I can't tell you how excited I am to get this out there. Anyways, so we got two units, okay? There's the annoying squeaker, and there was the normal guy, who's pretty awesome voice. I guess y'all can guess who the voice actor was for that guy. And to give the squeaker a high voice, all I used was Audacity's pitch change, and worked pretty well. Okay, so first things first, you want to spawn in the camera, and what you want to do is you want to click. I usually choose the civilian. I don't think it really matters, but you want to type this in, so I'll go ahead and type it in right now. Some people are like, "But Jackson, you can just go into civilian mode." Well, you could in Arma 2, and you can in Arma 3, but I don't know if you see it, but in the top right corner, do you see that black box? Well, that's why. And if you can notice, I'm moving around a lot too. So that's kind of tacky, so we don't want to do that unless you're really wanting to. Okay. So what you type in, and I usually name it camera, and you type in this, and I'll put this in the description. Exec, open quotes, camera dot sqs, close quotes, semicolon, and then you put show cinema border false. Put a semicolon after that. Okay, so that's all you really need. And you don't have to type this part if you don't want to. It's optional. You'll see in a minute what I mean by that. And hopefully this works. This is basic scripting right here. Okay, so we are in camera mode. And there is a way to get rid of the civilian. But I'm not going to cover that right now. Or at least in this video. Okay, so the first thing you notice is, oh my gosh, there are crosshairs in the middle of my screen. Well, oh, still a little sick. If you press L, that goes away. If you press space, which is supposed to happen, but it is not because I typed in something wrong, please forgive me. Here, I'll be right back. It doesn't really matter what you do. We'll just I'll put it in the description because we don't have time to experiment with it right now. Okay, so you can change the controls for the camera, but the basic controls are W, ASD to move around. You go a little slow, so if you want to speed up, you can hold down Shift. And you can use your mouse to move around also, really fast. A little too fast. To pan the camera up, you press 8 on the numpad. Pan it down, you press 2. Now these are bulldozer controls, so keep in mind that you can you can set it up to whatever you like. 4 and 6 on the numpad, go left and right. Okay. So let me show you how I got the camera angle for the squeaker. And Q is to go up and Z is to go down. So you want to have a good angle, just like in all photography and stuff. So kind of try to have some light on his face. And let's see. That's a pretty good angle right there. And try not to catch him while he has any animations going on, because it's weird when he's trying to talk and he's swatting at flies while he's doing it. That's just my opinion. And then we'll go over to this guy. Now this guy looks better, obviously, because the sun is shining directly on him. So that's awesome. And that's how you basically make a scene. And all you have to do really is record the audio, and I'll kind of tell you what I did. And if you don't understand this, it's kind of one of those things that, like, did you see him jump right there? You don't want to record, you don't want to see that in the video. It's just a random glitch where he gets startled or something. It's just alpha. Now one problem, and you're just going to have to learn to accept this, especially in the alpha state, is the little watermark in the corner. It'll still be there. You saw it in my video earlier. It's just the way things are. So, anyways, what you want to do is you get the video footage, and I usually record it pretty long, actually. Longer than my audio file, just so that the video isn't too short for the audio. Like, let's say I have a video, an audio that is 10 seconds long, a line from a character that's 10 seconds long. I usually bump that up to 20 or 30 seconds. And what I do is, I go put the audio under in my editor, put it under the clip or whatever editor you use, it doesn't really matter. Put it under, and scale down and split the video where the audio ends and delete the rest. And there you go. You have a perfect video. It ends at a perfect time, and that's your first scene. And then you put the second scene doing the same thing with the other character. You can record the audio as you're acting it out or recording it, but I technically don't do that. Or at least in this instance I didn't. It's all about preference, and it's all about practice. I haven't done this in quite a while. And other day, someone asked me how to catch combat shots. Unfortunately, I do not know a way to actually freeze time. There probably is, and if y'all can tell me, that would be really helpful. Because I know it's very difficult to get combat shots, and you never really know what's going to happen in an Arma battle. 1 minute got one scenario when you load it in, some guy will get shot, and the next time he won't get shot. So it's very difficult. So if you're really trying to make a really big production out of this game, I definitely recommend getting actual actors, not AI, because they can do what you want them to do, you know, and they can be shot by real enemies. Obviously, that's hard to recruit actors. Some people don't want to even go through the process, like yours truly. So it's really up to you. Most of the stuff is, obviously, but as you can see, I'm kind of just doing this for fun. But let's start from scratch. We'll go ahead and clear it. And let's see here. Okay, here's some questions that I get, and it's rather simple answer. How do you make it look like the cars are moving and stuff like that? You saw that one scene with the APC moving down, and you saw that one guy moving down. So what you want to do is, you have to use waypoints, and that's the most simple way. There are more complex ways, but this is the simplest way. So go ahead and put your cameraman where you want him, and the azimuth is where he is facing. So I'll go ahead and put this exec camera.sqs, and we'll just not bother with the cinema border for now. I'll put the actual command, the right command, in the link so you can do it, because the cinema borders are the big black lines that are above and beneath it, and I don't like those, to be honest with you. They're not very cool looking, I don't think. Okay, so let's get them in. And what I do is, I buy myself a lot of time to get my camera set up, so I usually put this pretty far back. And what I used in this situation was a group of motorized infantry, and we'll just do the Americans right now, or the NATO, whatever they are. Motorized infantry. We'll do an anti-armor team this time. Yeah. So, sorry that my voice is real bad. I've been sick for a while, and that's why I haven't been posting as much videos, but hopefully this makes up for all of the lack of videos that I have been missing. Okay, so you click on the team leader. That's the only one you really need to set the waypoint from. And we want them to move, you double click, we want them to move all the way past us because we want to get a scene of them moving past us. We put move, combat mode, I put never fire because there weren't any enemy engagements in this scene. Now, if you were going to have enemy engagements, I'd put open fire or open fire engage at will. Formation, I didn't put anything. Speed, I put limited because it's kind of like a patrol. Behavior, careless, but yet again, if you want them to be like ready for combat, balls to the walls type scenario, then you can do that. Okay, so there's the waypoint, and let's see how this does. You have to be so experimental. It's trial and error with this game, and now you just have to wait, and once you feel like it's time to start recording, you record. Let me see if I can hear the vehicle. Man, those cicadas are horrible, aren't they? Oh, there comes the vehicle. I wouldn't necessarily record from here, if you can see why. Man, they're going slow. We'll just speed up the process. You get the idea. Okay, here comes the vehicle. I would start recording right here. Sit perfectly still. You want to sit as still as possible. Don't even touch your keyboard, and it goes by. Okay, this is what I did for the infantry section, which lags behind majorly. Okay. So I came over here. I waited for him to walk over me. Now you have to, he's not going to necessarily walk in a straight line, or at least the one in that clip didn't. So you kind of have to be flexible and move off to the side so it doesn't look like you're going through speed. There you go. Boom. Okay. And if you want to, you can get a shot of him walking away. That'd be a cool shot, actually. I should have done that. Oh well. This game is beautiful. It's much better than Arma 2. It looks better, to be honest with you, so this is perfect. That's all that you really need to know. I'll kind of go more in depth tutorial of how to do combat scenarios, and you should expect that this week, depending on how busy I am. But anyways, guys, this was a short but sweet video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that this helps as much people as it did with the Arma 2 mission editor tutorial, or Machinima, sorry. But anyways, guys, I'll see you later. Adios.